Hi there, here's how to quickly start your video analysis work with Play3. Start a new workspace, give it a name, choose the folder and save. In your organizer, click the plus button to import your video files. Choose the ones you want and click open. Double click on your video. And in your timeline, where it says field tracking, press automatic field tracking, depending on the availabilities of your plan. Once that is done, click on the visuals, ring number 1 for example, choose the player, and click on process player tracking in your element settings. Once you're happy with it, press stop. If you want to change anything about it, click on the annotation in your timeline, and in your element settings, in your favorites tab, which is this one, you can change anything you want about it. Use the option key in your keyboard to zoom in to see it in more detail. Remove or keep the visuals you have available, and change any settings you want. Choose or pick a color. Save it as a preset for later. Change its opacity and any other settings that you might want. You can add any other visual to this track. Let's choose an ID. And as you can see, all other players are named detection. This one is tracked because it's already tracked. So you don't need to process player tracking. Just extend the bars to the beginning and end. You can grab and stretch it, or you can put the needle where you want it to start and use the shortcut to snap the in time to the current one. This routine applies to any other visual and any other player. Choose the one you want from the menu of the visualizations. Ring number 2 now. Choose the player and process the player tracking. If you don't have automatic player tracking available, you'll have to do it manually. Let's try with the spotlight. Choose the player. Let's zoom in for further detail with the option key. And now you can use the spacebar on your keyboard to move time, or use the scroll wheel in your mouse to move time frame by frame with more accuracy. You can choose to save any visual you want as a preset. Just use a default one and then change any settings you want about them. When you're happy with it, just save it as a preset. If you have a folder created, you can select the folders you want to save your preset in. If not, he will create one for you. Some visualizations, like texts and images and drawings, they don't have the player tracking active. For example, when you add a side text like this one, you cannot pin it to a player. But if you go to your tracking tab right here, you can activate player tracking and now choose the player you want to track this text box to. Of course, you can scale it, move it around, put it anywhere you want, and then process the player tracking. This way you have total freedom over what visuals you want to put in the player or in the field. It's now very easy to create a sequential pause. Just double click on your timeline or choose the shortcut P. The pause will be created. You can change its duration by grabbing and extending it. Now go to the beginning of the pause, choose the visualizations you want to add. Extend that bar for as long as you think it's gonna be necessary. And now you decide which timings will work better for your pause. Let's say you want to put an arrow here from this player to this player, or like this. Put a circle here and the text box right here. So now you decide the timings, you let it play, you choose the arrow comes first, then let's say the side text and the circle as well. We let it flow for a couple of seconds, and let's say we want to end it here. We can select everything, so pause included, and snap the out time to current. That's one way to do it. Command Z, you go back. If you just want to end the annotations but not the whole pause here, then select them with Shift pressed. Snap out time to current. And when these pauses finish, when these visualizations finish in your pause, you can still add more inside that pause. It's up to you how to configure it and for how long. You can add slides to your presentation. Go to Images, New, and choose any visuals that you have. Scale it to fit your slide. And then highlight it any way you want. You can group these annotations by selecting them, holding the Shift button, or Command A to select them all. Group them. Save as a preset. Now next time you want to use it on another slide, you just click on it. Once you've finished your work, all you have to do is export. You can choose any video at any time, double click on it, and choose Export as Video. This is the export engine. Just make sure the frame size is the same as the imported video. The quality is high. Here you have an estimated file size and the time it will take. You can take the original audio from the video as well and choose to export. This process will happen in the background. You can see it in the export queue and you can keep working. If you want to export all these videos at the same time, select them all and choose Export as Video. You can also make your organizer more tidy. Choose New Element and New Container. Rename it. Move all the videos inside of it. Just grab them and move them into the folder. There you go. Now you have more space. Click on the folder and export as video. Same thing, click export, and in your export queue you can see it running already. That's it. Hope that was helpful. Keep in touch.